I don't know. Today was just weird, bro. Like that. Rank today just fucked with my head. I didn't even know what the vibes were at that point. All right. So let's do second. I've done border before. I've done chalet. I haven't done border yet though. Sorry, we're gonna do bank today. Okay, we'll start with lockers. Or have I done bank? No, I haven't.
Secure the area. Keep the bombs protected. 10 seconds.
Alright, this is a bank setup for 2023. Careful with this. I didn't mean to make these vaultable, but the shotgun. Otherwise, those are main. You always want to have holes right here so you can kind of see the different lines of sight. But I mean, bank's a very simple map. I think if you don't know how to play bank, then you probably haven't played it in a while. But this is a good addition for head holes for main. You don't really touch this wall that much. You kind of just leave that soft. But shield can either go here, close on the bomb, or my favorite is tucked a little bit right behind here. And then put an ADS right here so you can kind of... The whole left should be vaultable for cover, no? It's dependable. The reason I don't have a vault is because I put a shield down. I put a shield down right here, that's why I don't have a vault, but... If it would be a vault, yes, if I wasn't putting a shield there, but I always put a shield there. Some people do this, but I like to do like full holes here, just for like kind of pressure. But sometimes you can obviously reinforce it. So this is kind of a popular one: is should you reinforce this hatch or not? You should, only if you're trying to play server, I'd say. But if you want to go for a late flank while they try to plant here, then you can always open up the hatch and use it against them late round. But here, garage holes are good, but remember they do work both ways. So if you don't have anyone playing garage, or you don't have any barbed wire or bulletproof cam, then you might want to reinforce that off. Because otherwise, if no one's playing garage, then it's going to work against you. Obviously, get the elevator hatch, the vault hatch and lobby, and the open hatch here. And obviously, the other hatches, but that's pretty much the setup here. Can't go wrong with these. I think these are the most important rotates. This one and this one. Maybe this one. But for the most part, you just want to be able to see in between sides really easily. So, that's how you set up basement. Then we can move on to the next floor. Where should you roam in open area? You should roam the entire map. You should start third floor. It really depends. It can really depend. I like to do third floor just so I can, you know, get the most ground control. But otherwise, yeah, open and just eat. Like the second level is okay. Sometimes put a rotate in that back wall in basement. Yes, you could do full holes on that back wall if you wanted to, but that's mostly if that's just preference. I personally don't do them as much anymore because they haven't really been used. But yeah, those are definitely an option. Top floor. Let's see. Let's go smoke again. Top floor is probably one of the easier ones, but one thing you will see a lot is square holes like this. If you see square holes like this way, it's more pressure in the square. That way you can't just walk in and be safe all the time, but yeah, there's just for more pressure. Turn the volume down a bit. And a lot of time in low ranks that people don't reinforce, probably because they don't know what to reinforce, but you can do this one so that way you, if you ever need to play in janitor or close, you can have some cover here. Make a crouch rotate here. Head holes are optional, but they do help out. But like I said, they work both ways, but they help out with the line of sight. Yeah, lobby takes are... we literally do lobby takes every single time, but it's because of these square holes. And I mean, just in general, you're only stuck in square. But lobby, you have a lot more control. At least reinforce this one. Everything else can kind of be soft right here. If you really wanted to make head holes, like, you can go for it, but I don't think it's necessary. I think it's best you just leave it soft, unless you really want that angle. Always get these elevator walls too. We have a lot of debate between the left and right. Right is better, or right is open is better, just since you can see closer to the square double. Otherwise, it kind of is a little awkward if it was just like, you know, because that gives them cover to walk in right here. You don't really touch this wall that much. Yeah, I wouldn't touch that a lot. It is optional for, like, this is optional. Like, if you want to make head holes or maybe even a rotate, that is personal preference, but it's not that necessary. You can take the other door. Also, this kind of helps with those square takes a little bit. If you reinforce this, give yourself a little bit of cover, and put some footholds right here. You can kind of shoot their feet when they walk in. Where should Smoke put his shield? Either here for stock, for our teammate to play, or you can put it somewhere. I like this is kind of a default one right here. You can also do like even further back, but I think this one's the best one. Obviously you need traps, you need barbed wire, that's like a must. Like, people always crouch up the staircase and lose it. Even marble drops right here. That's okay. Same with spiral, but you already have like lobby eyes, yokais are fine. But for the most part, you don't need to roam any other floor besides this horizontal.
5 seconds remaining.
Line of sight from outside to inside, well,
Time limit reached.
this angle works both ways. Like a lot of angles in this game, like a lot of these advanced site setups, angles do work both ways. That's why it's personal preference. Well, there's a few walls that are personal preference if you want them open or closed like that. But for the most part, you just kind of have to learn how to play around it. But like, for the most part, if they're only holding angle from all the way outside, then that's like an easy pre-fire. They're super exposed if they do that. Lucy is good, yes. Okay, open and staff. Open's probably the best, one of the better third choices. Just because it's a little bit more, well, open area space. It's easy to anchor in there. I'm just gonna go. I like to go Aruni for this one, actually. Aruni's good. I think Aruni is really good for wide. What is it? Horizontal bomb sites, like skyscraper, open here. You can make a lot of holes. So I like to make footholes here. That way you can see the hop in. Good gate is just extra protection. You could put it here, but it's kind of better on the window. This BP is good in this 90 corner. You can see the window and you can kind of see a lot of the room. Hello, Karma. This is optional if you want to do some footholds here just for extra pressure, and then that way people don't feel so safe in this closet. You can put a gate here. Another good BP spot would probably be right there. Yeah, you can see square and the site. But these footholds are really good for that way, because if there's no footholds here, then they can just hop in pretty free. But you see how like you want to like kind of cage up the bomb site almost. Kind of helps you with that low protection. And smack down in the middle, there's a rotate here into archives. The reason you want to make this rotate is you want control of, it's just more rotation. Foot holes here. The reason not head holes is just so that way you can kind of, you can see from the staircases too, and you can just kind of, it works both ways obviously, so careful with the basement. But yeah, just rotation wise in case you want to go out to lobby or maybe come back in here. But remember, this works both ways. So you gotta understand when to give up tellers and make it like kind of a kill hole basically. Obviously reinforce those 4 walls. MG, thanks for the prime. Getting the E2 walls is important because if they get this a line of sight from lobby, then that's a big cutoff point. So make sure you reinforce these 2 walls. You want some sort of trap down here because people like to crouch up here a lot. My show's really good, yes. This hatch, relatively, unless you're roaming heavy, you want to close off both of these hatches. But they're a good escape route for roamers too. But for the most part, that's really it. You should roam a little bit up top. Any other reinforcements, like pretty personal preference. Oh, also reinforce this wall, just for a little bit of pressure, or for cover. And yeah, you just play you play it horizontally. You can decide to drop down the hatches if you wanted to. A lot of rotation, so you're not always stuck in here. So yeah, that's exactly how I would play open area. Open area is like you should have like maybe 2 or 3 roamers all of the time. And then obviously towards the end you want to start gathering back into sight. Smoke's good on almost every bump site just because, you know, he's got the SMG-11 or any range, most range, club mid. And the rotates and his shield, so, and his util is really good, so Smoke's good on probably every bump site you can think of. Because map control. Alright, last one, tellers in office. This is an interesting one. I like this one a little bit, but just for the castle mains. Shout out to the castle mains. We'll do it for the one time. Twitch drone can down a person that has 1 HP, right?
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds.
Yes. I'm pretty sure, yeah. I don't see why I wouldn't. One thing to note is that it's better that you go open over tellers just because it's a little bit easier to play. But they both work. Same footholds. In case you ever need to retake the bomb site, then you have these to use against them. Just remember, it can work against you. This is really old school, but you would put a rotate here. You might be asking, why would you put the rotate if it's facing right in front of the door? That's just how it is. But you would make head holes here. I wouldn't make that much, maybe like a few, but it's kind of just for an example of what you can do. Let's see. I actually think you reinforce all of these off. It's been a while since last time I played tellers was like competitive, bro. But for the most part, I think we actually want to close this off right here. It's optional if you want to make a rotate, but that means you would have to play inside open as well. But I think it's better to have this as a rotate. In my opinion, I think it's probably better for most defenders. Beepers are really good for the basement here. Basement setup. I'll also reinforce these 2 walls because remember, you don't want them to get angle in the hallway. Castle off any kind of long angles, kind of start to isolate map control. But for the most part, that is how you play this bomb site. Now, vertical gameplay, obviously you want to roam, kind of like similar to the last one, you want to roam a bit. Man, it's been a while since I'm actually getting memories playing this map. Last time I probably played this map was when like Echo had ACOG. I mean, that was a long time ago. Or like competitive, actually, like when I used to play comp. What is Sola's best map? Probably Bank or Chalet. But I mean, she's an operator, so it's like, it depends on the player playing her. So, yeah, I just picked Castle because of the shotgun, but that's basically, you know, it's really basic, you know? Just understand that if these middle floor sites, you always want to control a little bit more vertical or horizontal, but you never want to stay inside of these because these are meant to roam. Now, I have some content I have to go record. I can't play any more tonight. But that's how you play bank, really. It's simple. If you just kind of get these down, you know, teammates won't get mad at you if you ever make these kind of holes. But yeah, that's how you play bank. Thank you guys for watching on YouTube. Share with a friend. I'll see you guys in the next video.